Hey everybody, welcome back to Hexen 2. This is 42% health, and this might be our last episode depending on how well this goes. We've got some doozy fights in this one. If you smash these windows, there are ice imps in here. Come on down here. That's better. Eidolon controls the Chaos Sphere, and with it the power of life and death. Only those who pass the ordeal shall gain audience with Eidolon. Oh yeah, what is this level called? Eidolon's Ordeal, yeah. So, we need to pass the ordeal. This level's actually not that hard. It's mostly just kind of traps everywhere. What am I stuck on? I think that's a really bad idea. Let's do this. The guy is making it hard. So, oh great. Nope, these girls are all getting sheepilated. These enemies are the only thing I save all those for, because these is very Quake-like. Those shoot spikes, very much like Quake snails. Hello. Alright, and we're full on mana again. So basically there's just a switch hunt kind of puzzle here. Yep, so we can't really do anything here yet. You have to hit a switch, and basically every time you hit a switch, another switch becomes available. So that switch just became available. And then you have to just go back and check and see what changed. So yeah, this changed. Now we can come in here. And what do you know? Another switch. Nice. So yeah, this isn't my favorite part of the game by any stretch. Well, I heard a thing move. How do I get out of here again? Oh, there we go. Ah, and of course I missed it. So I'm gonna guess... Oh, dang it. Platforming fail. So you have to jump there, there, there. Now we've got a tightrope to walk. And that might be a bad weapon choice, just because... Apparently if you just run a straight line, you won't get hit by spikes. I'm going to drop a save because I don't want to have to redo all that platforming again. Ride this down, jump across. Now, I think we have to go back this way. Yep, this is open. That is not open. There's a tiny little ledge down there that we have to land on. They appear to be resistant to ice, which makes sense, I guess. Okay, game. There we go. More switches. So now we can go up here. A 5-hit imp. Oh, come on, you! Dang, dude. This can't go wrong. He had a torch. And there it is. The soul key. This key's got soul. I know, I've made that joke before. Oh, that's so sad when people like me have such a small sense of humor that they can't even think of more than one joke. Okay, are you guys ready for this? Are you guys ready for this? This is the boss fight. Can you tell there's a boss coming? We get all the armor, all the weapons, all the ammo, all the things. Now I'm going to try to do this without saving. Just going to see if I can. So Eidolon has a number of attacks, of course. All of them are avoidable by circle strafing, except one. And that one is lightning that he calls down from the sky, and it lands in random places. And if you're standing at the wrong spot when it strikes, then you're insta-jibbed. That one drives me bonkers. But without it, the fight is really kind of trivial. So that's why I'm saving, because. But yeah. Anyway, this should be fun. I guess I'm just gonna cook him with this, and I'm just gonna keep spamming tomes, or not tomes of power, but craters. And it is raining here. Let's all just observe this grand... Oh, also there is a crossbow up there we can control. Getting up there is hard. I mean, I don't think you can do it. Once we step forward and activate this cinematic sequence... I was standing in the wrong spot. But yep, that's him. Oh, dang it! Is it safe under here, maybe? Just roast him. Okay, so there is the Chaos Sphere. Hopefully you recognize it from its Hexen 1 showing. Basically... Yikes, that was close. And he got big. I'm not sure if it has invulnerable phases, but you have to destroy it. Because if you attack him, he will just keep using it to heal. I'm gonna drop. Whoops. Okay, we destroyed it. So, yeah, if you just attack him without first destroying the Chaos Sphere, you will notice that he keeps going over to it and, like, performing some sort of magic on it, and there's lightning and all this cinematics. And that's him healing himself. He can use it to heal. So now that it's gone... But yeah, if you need resources, one of these pillars fell down. And you can get up here. Oh, I missed. You can also crossbow him. If you're stupid enough to try that. That's why I say if you're stupid enough to try that, because it's pretty much a guaranteed death standing still that long. But I had to try it. I don't think I've ever hit him with a crossbow bolt. See, I wonder if you have to wait for it to be done glowing red in order to hit it again. Because see, it doesn't turn red if I hit it right away. Let's go back to this. Yeah, I'm gonna guess it has invulnerable phases. Oh, I hate that lightning. I hate that lightning. Because it takes so much skill factor out of this fight. Whoops. Whoops. Yeah, okay. That's when the thingy falls down. We're full on quartz flasks, or on craters. And that's what I'm used to seeing happen. Usually that crossbow gets destroyed somewhere in all these cinematics. I'm not used to it being there. Oh, what am I doing? So I should probably be saving just because, doggone it, I survived the lightning. Yikes. Just get wrecked already. Oh, he destroyed it this time. Dang it! Okay, yes, we're dropping mid-saves now. Yeah, that's the thing I don't like about this fight, is just that. You know what we haven't done yet? We haven't done any, we haven't summoned any of our minions using summoning stones. So let's drop a save back here. Just in case the video's messed up, I'm gonna drop a. Oh, he didn't like that one bit. But I don't need to hit him. I need to hit the Chaos Sphere. Dang it! Thing doesn't last long enough. Oh. Oh. That was good. He is an impressive boss, I'll give him that. This has to be really puny damage we're doing. Let's save again. Just cuz. And we are out of everything. Oh, and our crossbow is gone. I wanted to kill him with the crossbow this time. Alright, Crater of Might. And let's just roast this dude to oblivion now. Why are you stuck? Don't be stuck. Another crater. And there he goes. We're done. We just beat the game. And he turns into a ball of light too. And that is that. With the destruction of Eidolon and his 4 dark generals, Thyrion is once again free from the darkness that had enshrouded it. As the news of Eidolon's defeat spreads like wildfire throughout the land, the cries of victory rise from millions of lips. Narrowly, we have avoided genocide. I know there's more outro than this. Yeah, here we go. Given time, our nations shall grow strong again, and our people shall prosper. Once the last vestiges of Eidolon's foul machinations and troops are swept from Thyrion, the world shall return to normal. Even now, our most powerful magicians are weaving spells to forever entrap the root of the Serpent Rider's power, the remains of the Chaos Sphere. For if even mere shards of the Chaos Sphere still exist, so does deadly evil. Unfortunately, its masters have all... Fortunately, sorry, this text is so tiny on my screen. Fortunately, its masters have all been destroyed, and so the final chapter is written in the Chronicle of Deeds. It is with a light heart that I set down my quill. Oh! You guys can probably read that. For with the fall of Eidolon, there is nothing left to fear. Sure. Yep. Yep. Sure. So this is the last video game that was ever made because there's nothing left to fear. Actually, that's just a obvious sequel hook right there for a Hexen 3 that never got made. Actually, speaking of Hexen 3, somebody was working on a Hexen something of Chaos. I don't remember what it was called, Realm of Chaos or something. It was made on the Doom 3 engine. It was basically just a Doom 3 mod, but it was a total overhaul of the game, and it was Hexen themed. Unfortunately, they only released like an alpha demo, and it had Ettins pretty much unchanged from Hexen 1 Ettins. It had Afrits pretty much unchanged from Hexen 1 Afrits. It had Stalkers, pretty much unchanged from Hexen 1 Stalkers, except these are all 3D models, of course, because it's the Doom 3 engine. It had the Cleric class, and he had a mace and a serpent staff, and it was only like 1 or 2 maps. So, it was really just Hexen 1, pretty much. That was about all it was. Which was unfortunate. It felt like it was not really... It wasn't creating new weapons. It wasn't creating new monsters. At least as far as I could tell from the demo. But anyway, there was that. And it kind of died in the works. So there is no Hexen 3. Sad face. I mean, even if this whatever of Chaos had been published, I don't know if it would have lived up to these original 2 games or not. I never played it myself, so I don't know how good the puzzles were or anything. But it's been a long time since I've actually seen a video on it or anything, so I really don't remember the puzzles. I just remember being somewhat disappointed that it didn't look like it was trying to forge a new path all that well. But anyway, so yeah, there's Hexen 2. Overall, it's a good game. I used to like Hexen 1 better. Over time, I got to the point where I kind of couldn't really pick a favorite, and I think over more time, I don't know, I still can't really pick a favorite. The advantage that this game has, by a long shot, is the puzzles are so much better in this one. The puzzles are so much better. They give you actual real clues. There are only a couple of hidden switch hunts in the whole game. And like I pointed out, most of the time the switches are in a room somewhere that doesn't look like the rest of the hub. The room is either well lit or more colorful than the rest of the map or something. There's something significant looking about the room, and if you miss the button there, you just leave this important looking room. So the game is really trying to tell you there's something here, keep looking until you find it. But I think people could raise a valid criticism that hint is a little too subtle, and that those switch puzzles are a little too obtuse. But I'm just still going to say that they are not as bad as the original Hexen. And those are even the exception, not the rule. Most of the puzzles in this game do actually make logical sense. They stopped making as much logical sense around Hub 4 and 5. Like playing the organ to open a door. Really? Powering up a gem. Like, since when do you power gems with electricity? I mean, maybe I'm just behind on video games and that's a trope or something, but I've never heard of any such thing in real life, so maybe I'm just ignorant, I guess. But the thing that I think this game had that was weaker than the other game was the combat. And it's not a whole lot weaker. It's just, I think, it's significantly weaker. Part of the problem is that all the enemies are bullet sponges. Basically, it has the same problem that any polygon render 3D engine has with enemies, is that the more complicated AI and the more complicated graphical demands cause each monster is a bigger stress on the computer's resources. So you can't have that many monsters active at once. I mean, I think there's a fight where we have like 4 spiders. I can't think of any fights that involved more than like 4 enemies at a time. And I remember a fight with 4 of the mummy guys. But yeah, I'm having a hard time thinking of a fight that had more than 4 enemies active at one time. There's probably a couple. But anyway, it's not like Hexen where you can have a room with 30 Ettins in it. Certainly not like... it's not like Hexen 1, where you can have a room with 30 enemies because they're all just sprites and the game can handle as many sprites as you want to throw at it. Well, okay, yes, I know, there were vanilla limitations. But, yeah, so there's fewer enemies, and so they've just got more hit points, I think, to make the combat feel more demanding, but all it really is artificially stretching out the length of the game by making you take longer to kill everything. But it did have the Tomes of Power, which Hexen 1 lacked, and Hexen 1 could have really used. I think Hexen 1 needed to provide Tomes of Power, and it really needed better enemies. And then this game had some good enemies. The mummy dudes from the Egypt hub were good enemies. The were-jaguars and were-panthers from the Aztec hub were good enemies. But just like Hexen 1, all the good enemies only show up in individual hubs. I mean, even the angels were pretty good enemies, but they're, I think, too tanky But other than that, they're not like the centaurs from Hexen where they leave their shield up for, you know, 10 seconds or 5 seconds or something. Their shield's only up for a couple seconds, then it's back down. So it's just a tactical consideration. Also, like you saw with the angels, when you fire at them, if you fire at them from a great enough distance, they quote-unquote see it coming, and then they'll put their shield up before it hits them. So it's a kind of a tactical consideration that you have to get in close enough to these enemies to actually do damage to them. But yeah, so my biggest complaint about this is very similar to my biggest complaint about Hexen. Why do you reuse the same lame enemies over and over and over? Just the spiders and archers and golems. We keep seeing them throughout the whole game. And then all the interesting enemies we only get to see once. So, anyway, there's some ramble thoughts to end the video on. What am I doing next, you would like to know? Well, there is an expansion pack to Hexen 2 called Portal of Pravis. I've never played it, so I will be playing that blind. And it should be fun. You will see me wandering around trying to solve Hexen puzzles all over again, and I am really excited and I can't wait. So, yeah. The only reason I haven't played it yet is because by the time I discovered that it was a thing, I already had this channel going and I wanted to do it blind for the channel, so I have held off all these years. Well, not all these years. It's been like a year, maybe a bit more. But yeah, so Portal of Pravis next. That'll be blind. I'm going to play as the fighter class, the Paladin. Yes, I know there's a new class. Yes, I know it's a demoness, and for some reason I'm just not inclined to play female characters. I don't know why. Call me a sexist if you want. But it doesn't appeal to me. And besides that, a demoness. I'd rather always play a good character. Call me an evilist if you want. Or a moralist. But anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure what else to say. So I might just leave it at that. I could also mention that as far as spoilers go for the next game, all I really know is that there are new enemies, and there is a certain prayer wheel puzzle that is noteworthy. I don't remember if it's buggy or if it's obtuse or what it is, but I remember seems like I've heard people mention the prayer wheel a few times in regard to that, and I don't remember exactly in what context, but I know there's a prayer wheel puzzle, and I know there's new enemies. But that's about it. That's about all I got for spoilers for that. So anyway, I will see you guys then. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the series, and I hope somebody out there finds it helpful. I'm sorry that I couldn't make this a better walkthrough, but I'm not as intimately familiar with this game as I am with Hexen 1 because I've only played it maybe a half dozen times before. Hexen 1 I've played at least 24 times before. Don't ask me why. Alright, that's enough rambling. I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.